Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Ultimate Base 4.0. In between the episodes, as promised, I researched the petroleum engine, the big one, and I already built it here on the second rocket platform together with a Spacefarer module and also a gantry, because I already know this is going to be more or less permanent. Now, whatever the heck we have on the top here, I'm not yet sure, but what I do know is that I miscalculated here with the height. That honestly is a little bit unfortunate. We might just have to move this towards the top. Yeah, we could actually do that and maybe get away with it, but we can definitely deal with that. Not sure if we're gonna have enough space to maybe come up with an automation for the regolith. Either way, let's take care of the interior right here. What do I want to accomplish with this rocket? Well, eventually I would like someone to be able to live for an extended period of time inside this rocket. Also, I want them to be able to just spend their time in here, but then also go outside and do some chores, of course with an Atmo suit. So logically, we're gonna get this started with an Atmo suit checkpoint right here, and then one Atmo suit dock. Afterwards, I would like to have some amenities, or maybe even just a shower is also gonna do. That's gonna give us +3 morale. Where's the shower at? Plumbing, probably here. No, unfortunately the shower is a little bit too large. Okay, so we might have to go for another research here, the beach chair. Right now, I don't think I have enough data banks to even do that, but what we could do is just launch another rocket, and I think I'm gonna do that. We should have this already filled up. Let's actually check. What do we have in here? Some muckroot, yeah, look at that. Enough for another 9 cycles. So I think since we don't really have anything to explore with this measly rocket anymore, I'm just gonna get into orbit to get those data banks. And there comes May, ready to launch off. Wonderful. We're gonna be collecting so much heat with this. Now, just making sure May unequips the suit, and then the other rocket I named Colonizer. Hopefully nobody's gonna be offended by that. Either way, let's keep going here with a bunch of carpeted tiles, and on top of that I would like to have my bed. And we're gonna go with a comfy bed this time around to make this a proper bedroom. Then we technically have the space for a bunch of decor items. Let's get with a little picture frame here. Then maybe an arrow pod or a hanging pod. We can even make it out of diamonds. That's gonna give off some decor. In the top right corner, I'm gonna have my bathroom mainly, I think. Yeah. I will then be adding my toilet here and my bleachstone thingamabob right there. That would leave us the space for the rocket control station right here. Now I should mention I'm following a design recommendation that someone gave me in the previous series. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where I got this design from. I was provided with a screenshot and I figured I want to try that out. So thank you to whoever sent me this design. We might be using it for an extended period, or we're just testing it out right now. Okay, now what else do we need? A party line phone could be a possibility. So we have that right here, and I don't think we even need it on another planetoid, but of course it would be nicer to have it on another planetoid as well, so they could communicate with someone and not just imagine it. Then right here in this corner, we're gonna set up the mess hall. We just need a little bit of space, maybe together with a fridge here. Come on, where is it? Refrigerator. Gonna have that right here. And then a mess table. Gonna have you right here. And this is gonna give us just enough space to set up a gas pump. Let's see where we get that. Mini gas pump. We're gonna have that right here together with a gas element sensor that I'm gonna place right there. And I'm also gonna get a filter gate. Let me see. Now I need to be careful. I would like to set up an oxygen diffuser here as well. Where's that automation slot? On the top. So this is gonna make it much easier. I can just set it up here, get some automation wire going, and activate the pump after we detect some carbon dioxide for a while. So only really when a layer of carbon dioxide has accumulated and we detect that for a certain amount of seconds, then we're gonna start to pump things out. When it comes to pumping out the carbon dioxide, we of course want it to go into this slot so we can get rid of it eventually. But in the meantime, we kind of need to accumulate it. So I'm just gonna wiggle and jiggle my way around as we usually do. And so this way the carbon dioxide can can accumulate for a little while. Let me see. We also need to bring along the oxygen. Oh, actually the slot is right here. So any oxygen we input from a module is directly going into the suits. And therefore this should now be working out. We just make our way over and finally into the output slot. Good. Looks like we have some more space for an aero pod here. And now it's kind of un-overviewish. Let's see. I think we need to close this off with some carpeted tiles, and then we can even have a storage right here, maybe for the algae or whatever. And then yeah, I kind of need to check what else we can do. Hold the phone. If I want to set up a beach chair here, then I also need a light source, don't I? I wonder if it just counts because we are in space. It's kind of exposed to the sunlight, like the telescope, you know? At least that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, actually there's one more thing we need. Let's get into rocketry, a power outlet fitting, of course. Let's bring that over here. Gonna get some conductive wires and just hook everything up. Wonderful. So let's get going with module building. We already know we have the petroleum engine. Now this guy here cannot actually carry the petroleum itself. We need a tank. So maybe we should already set that up as a large liquid fuel tank, right? That actually needs to be built out of steel. Then with the fuel tank, we would also need a large solid oxidizer tank. So let's get one of those going. We also already know a bunch of other things, such as we want a nose cone eventually, but maybe before that we want something else. Let's see, the trailblazer would be good, but maybe in the first flight I'm just gonna send over some rovers. Though I feel like taking some risks. Yeah, let's not go for rovers, but we are gonna add 2 trailblazer modules. I actually really like that idea. So let's build 2 of those, and then we still have the space for like a battery. Yeah, get a battery module going, maybe even 2. We definitely also need some solar panels, so let's get some of those going. How about 4 solar panels? That's actually not too shabby. And we still have 2 slots. We could even go with another battery, though probably the solar panels are more important. Oh wait, in this scenario I totally forgot to actually add a oxygen tank. Yeah, we would need something like a gas cargo canister. Oh, this is really bad. So let's see. While we're on the ground, the power is probably not that important. Then the fridge is gonna take like 20 watts usually, and then 120 for this guy. So generally, I would assume with 3 solar panels, we can sustain the flight. That means I'm gonna get rid of 1 solar panel, and then hopefully that might be enough to get that gas canister going. No, not really. Okay, so we might want to switch to a small oxidizer tank. Oh man, I didn't think I would have to compromise with a petroleum rocket. So it might be worth thinking about just setting up a pump here. Forget about the morale. But then if I set up a pump and feed the atmosuit docks this way, I will probably also pick up a lot of carbon dioxide. Though I have 2 spots free in order to take care of the carbon dioxide, right? This is a little bit of a tough decision, but I think we have to do something like that. I mean, I guess my problem is to actually have 2 trailblazer modules. That would give me much more space. So in the future, we might not have to compromise as much. So if I get a gas pump in here, then I could simply lead it through here and set up the usual mechanism to filter out any of the gases that I don't want. Maybe we even go up first and then down, so we can directly hop over here into the dock. And then as for the carbon dioxide, maybe we do something less jiggly wiggly just here in the near vicinity, and then get that into the output slot. So maybe we can even do something similar here with the oxygen pipe. Just do the jiggle wiggle. And then we can still do the gas pipe element sensor and the gas vent. Let's maybe go with a high gas pressure vent so we don't risk anything. And then basically we should only have oxygen and carbon dioxide. I don't need a NOT gate for this. All I need is to detect the carbon dioxide and then open up the vent. Okay, I think I'm actually going to be a little bit happier with that solution. Right now, let's just get everything built. Whoa, Meep is suffocating. Of course, atmosuit dock. Oh, jeez. Guys, why are you doing that stuff? Disable it, yes. And then, Meep, you need to get that atmosuit on. This way you will be able to breathe again. Okay, so I think the way it works is we need 1 large solid oxidizer tank to supply 2 large liquid fuel tanks. So we probably only need a small solid oxidizer tank to get the maximum range for 1 petroleum fuel tank. So I would imagine something like this is already enough, and this way we could have had the oxygen module. Yeah, I might switch that around once it becomes a real colonizer rocket, but the first flight is probably just going to be about trailblazing and actually building a rocket platform on the water planetoid. Though let me see, one big problem I still have is the perishable food. We could probably make the food last longer for our rockets. Let me see, where is that spice grinder thingamabob? Slows the decomposition of perishable foods. Yeah, freshener spice. We could go ahead and actually do that. Just spice up some of our food. The problem is my duplicants cannot really get the food out of there. That is going to be the biggest issue, and we only have like 5 kilograms in here, and it's not always the thing that I want. We can of course always extract some food here with this conveyor loader, and instead of dropping it here, which doesn't make sense, we could drop it over here, so the auto sweeper will not pick it up. I have a little conveyor bridge here, and then I'm probably gonna get rid of this conveyor chute. Looks like May in the meantime is doing a phenomenal job here, creating some data banks. We already had enough to finish the first research, but I think I'm just gonna leave her right there until we have finished the rocket. My plan is to actually bring Ari back home for a couple of cycles together with May in order to accomplish this mission. So now we technically still have a little bit of space. What are we gonna do with that space? Well, let's maybe see if the small oxidizer tank really does what it's supposed to do, and then we still need a way to fill up this fuel tank, and I guess we have to do it with ceramic pipes. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and continue this pipe here going in, and then of course we also need to reinforce these pipes, though some of these packets are gonna evaporate. Nothing I can do right now, but it's fine. We're gonna make our way straight up here. So honestly, I might actually do the same thing here with the other pipe, just in case we can get away with that. Then of course another thing we need to take care of are the gases. So we're gonna expel the carbon dioxide, and we can probably just go ahead and do it here. And another thing I would like to see are some drywalls. Now let's make that out of a material that doesn't melt too quickly. Maybe mafic. Why do I have no mafic rock? Absolutely unbelievable. Obsidian is probably too precious, though I have 52 tons. Granite, I think, doesn't come with a high enough overheat temperature. Like, I cannot afford these guys to overheat too quickly. Obsidian has a really high melting point, so I'm still probably just gonna go with that. And why do I want to do that? Well, I'm a maniac for capturing the heat. A lot of the heat just disappears here into space, and if we can capture it within the tiles, then eventually it's gonna go into my heatsink. So technically all we have to do is fill this up. Let's see, 40 tons. How much did I start with? We need to build it out of another material. Background buildings. Yeah, get you out of there again. In this case, honestly, we just have to go with igneous rock, since we already know this is going to be an infinite material. And I actually want to do this all the way until the top. Filled up nice and even. Oh man, it's gonna take a while. But you know, if we conquer space, we're gonna do it in style. Yeah, that was a good decision to go with the igneous rock, though I did not decide on the... I just went with white, didn't I? Dude, I'm really struggling. I think pastel would be so much better. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm gonna regret this. Yeah, pastel purple, it's gonna be perfect. I regret nothing! Ooh, okay, this is not good. Body temperature, are you serious? Okay, we need a cooling loop here as soon as possible. What are you at? Our cooling loop here is at 17 degrees. Yeah, we cannot really utilize that. This guy here is probably more suited for it. So right now it just goes like this, and we could technically continue here. And I think to make this a little bit more decent, we're gonna go up through here, and then we would first continue into this direction. It's gonna bite me in the butt to build this. Let's do it like so and come back like so. This way I don't have to take too much apart, and then we can go once through this room to cool it. Since I have the aluminium volcano, this should also not be an issue. We're just gonna cool this portion. I don't think the lower part needs to be actively cooled, and then we simply make our way back like so. And I think this needs to be done rather quickly, otherwise my Dracos are not gonna produce any more plastic or babies. By the way, this corner here is now starting to look really good. We need to exchange these here with steel tiles, and then I decided to fill this portion out here as well. Okay, I think we've built most of the stuff outside of the rocket. Let's check inside. No, still lots to do. I accidentally left the loop here running at a very low temperature, but I think, yeah, it's now coming along slightly, but dude, it was really cold in here at some point. Looks like the plants are now fine again. We're producing the plastic at full capacity. Yeah, I think we got away with it. Another thing that came to mind is we don't necessarily need the solar panel since the petroleum rocket, I think, is producing its own power in flight. However, as long as we stand still, of course, we do need the power. Since I have the space and all the modules that I require, like the 2 trailblazers are the most important part so that we can build the rocket platform. The first flight is going to be reserved just to get there, build the platform, and then we are going to make our way back to build a better rocket, excluding the trailblazer modules, and that rocket will then remain on the planetoid as a living module. Right now it looks like we already filled this up even with the oxalite here, and so if we check the range, let's hope it's actually something respectable. It's just the 10 tasks. Okay, so we might want to use the rest of the space to build a larger fuel tank. Let's see, we just need a little bit of range. Is there a small liquid fuel tank? I don't think so. Oh, this could be a problem. So if we put another large fuel tank on top of this, then we have reached the capacity. How much do we need for the large oxidizer tank? Height +5. Are you serious? So even if we got rid of everything here, I wonder. Could we maybe for this first flight simply rely on the petroleum engine to produce the power? Okay, with 1 solar panel and a battery module, we actually have enough space to build the large solid oxidizer tank. And therefore we should be able to then reach 20 tasks with this rocket. Oh wait, I totally forgot May in space. Yeah, she's got 0 kilocalories left. Let's bring her back right here. Yeah. Just go back. She's gonna be fine. Don't worry, don't worry. Good, that means I need to bring up this pipe a little bit. I need some ladders here. And then I think this is already gonna be permanent, which means we need a way to always fill up the solid oxidizer. In the future, of course, we're gonna use liquid oxidizer, but for now, I just want to see a gantry possibly in this location. Yeah, I probably just want it below the tank here. Let's get rid of these 2 tiles. Add that gantry right here. And we're also gonna add a switch to this for the time being. In the future, I would like to automate this though. We have various automation slots here, like sends a green signal when the rocket is on the platform, otherwise send a red signal. We can also send a green signal to automatically launch the rocket, or we can get a signal when the rocket is ready for flight, like when all the check marks are ticked. Research completed. How wonderful. Well, right now we don't need it, but once I can get rid of the trailblazer modules and add a oxygen module instead, we are gonna exchange this gas pump here with a beach chair. A little bit of water made it inside my tank here. This is not something I like to see. Maybe we can get rid of that with the mesh tile. We just get that right here, and then I should be able to mop up the water if I'm quick enough. Also, now we seem to be fueling up the rocket again here with the petroleum. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's all going in. It's actually requiring quite a bit of petroleum. How much can we store? 900 kilograms. That's not quite as much as I anticipated. But yeah, with this rocket now, we should be able to fly 20 tasks, which is amazing. However, we only get 0.6 tasks per cycle. Probably a little bit more with a good pilot. But yeah, I feel like with this rocket, we should be ready to fly. Let's check the interior here. Oh man, I have to speed this up. Let's maybe go with priority 7. So at least they get to building this first before the other projects. Now let's maybe put this to the test. Mealwood seeds, we should have a lot of still. Actually, we might want to change that. 1,400 units. Yeah, that is enough. Say, for instance, we want to improve the cooked seafood, make it last longer. That might not be the best one. It loses 13% per cycle. Oh, it's actually already doing it. Cooked seafood. Let's just see what it does with it. You know, we could filter this to spiced food only, and therefore have the food last longer here and avoid the rotten cooked seafood. There it is. Okay. cooked seafood. Now let's check this out. Wait a second. Are you serious? Oh, holy cow. This actually looks great. Let me try this out. We only want to use spiced food, okay? And then the rest we put into the spice grinder. That means we want to add barbecue. Let's skip the fried mushroom and the grub fruit. Everything we don't produce actively. Omelets we're producing. We're not producing the pickled meals anymore. Spiced tofu as well. Yeah, let's just get rid of those. And then right here, we want to improve the barbecue as well. We want to improve the bristleberries. And what else are we producing? Omelets. Okay, now we could of course think about bringing the spice grinder over and then have the gas range on the other side. Wait, I think by deconstructing the gas range I released some more natural gas. Oh geez. So let's copy it over and then the auto sweeper should take care of it. Oh, that is so good. Actually, that is really good. In this case, I don't only want to ship my food but also my mealwood seeds over here to the storage. So as of this point, we are storing the mealwood seeds inside of this guy. And maybe even better, we can put them over here into this box. No, that's actually a bad idea. The seeds could be eaten by some critters. I don't know. So we keep the seeds in here and they will also be added to the spice grinder. And now that we got cooked seafood in here, total change per cycle is 0. Holy, this is incredible. That solves completely all of our problems. If we can just neglect the decomposition, I mean, it sets lows. I mean, I didn't think it would actually make it just imperishable. It's doing it, but that still means in the future we're gonna need more mealwood seeds. This is incredible. I've had so many comments about this that it is actually a good thing. Well, I'm actually glad we got this solved, so now I'm not so desperate for the berry sludge anymore. The question is, where are we gonna have our mealwood farm, and are we now losing kilocalories? It looks like it. I think what I want to do is get the food out of there that I don't actively produce, so I really have an overview of what we are producing. And then I'm also gonna remove everything from the conveyor loader so my duplicants don't store it in there anymore. And there they are, all my mealwood seeds, and my cook can just go nuts on the spice grinder. That's absolutely amazing. It really makes the food last forever, just in a fridge. This is just unbelievable to me. I'm so glad you guys pushed me to try this out. I mean, up to this point, we didn't really need it because of the storage, and previously we were just eating the food quick enough, but now with the rockets, it slowly became a problem. Okay, are we ready for the flight? I think so. Wonderful. Inside the rocket, we just have to fix a few things. First and foremost, gas element sensor. We want to detect the carbon dioxide. And then let's say with the filter gate, we want to detect this for 200 seconds. So it definitely is a full layer of carbon dioxide, and then we start to pump it out again. All we have to do is maybe put an airflow tile right here. I wonder, we should probably have some more airflow tiles here, maybe there. And then this side is probably gonna be fine. So all we're missing is the wall toilet. You can find that right here. And then we also need a, let me see. I probably want to add the hand sanitizer once I pressurized the room. Then inside of here, I'm gonna get a body bud seed in order to also spread a bunch of germs or floral scent. And at the bottom, I'm just gonna have something resistant to heat, like a bliss burst seed. Inside the fridge, let's say we wanna keep 20 kilograms of, let's see, only spiced food, of course. And we're gonna do the cooked seafood because we have a lot of that. And we already know this is gonna stay fresh forever inside the fridge, as long as we power it, of course. And there is my oxygen diffuser. We need to bring along some algae as well, which I'm gonna store in here. As for this gas pipe element sensor, we want to release the carbon dioxide, and then the rest should go into the atmo suits. Though we don't really need the atmo suits for the first flight. That is just gonna be about actually putting down a rocket. Okay, now to make this work, we initially need to provide it with a little bit of power, which I think, hold the phone, how are we doing that? The battery. Maybe I'm gonna put the battery a little bit further down, and then I should be able to just connect that. Is this? Yeah, I should make this out of steel probably. And then once I can provide the power, we can also pressurize the room. Another research completed. I think I've now done almost everything. There are just those 3 researches left to go, and I want to go for the drill cone next, because as soon as we find fullerene, of course, we want to shoot for the supercoolant and dive into the end game. there's the battery power actually doing something. So we should be seeing that system getting to work. And yes, indeed, though, right now we still get a little bit of carbon dioxide. But look at that. May is actually using the party phone. Maybe we disable that building. Let me see. It's uncontrolled. No, it should be controlled. Ah, the rocket isn't grounded. It should, of course, be grounded. And this guy here, I want to have uncontrolled. And now checking inside, we have that seafood at 0 change per cycle. Absolutely amazing. 20 kilograms is probably going to be enough for 2 duplicants to pass the time. And as you can see, we have that carbon dioxide layer, which is why the mini pump here is also getting to work. But as soon as we got this dock initially filled up, we should be all right. Oh no, I totally forgot about the water. Well, good thing I checked. But now, of course, we have to build this, and eventually we'll have to provide water in order to sustain it. But I guess right now what we can do is just do the jiggle wiggle, and that should provide us with plenty of water, at least to get us started. Wonderful. I think we got everything built. Water should be... No, it's not ink. Oh, gosh. Are you serious? Well, that is unfortunate. So I'll be right back once I fix this. Okay, it is fixed. My water is finally incoming, which is great. Now, let me see. Did that actually function? Of course, I hooked up the pipe. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. That means I'm gonna bring over Ari. He has been taking care of the second planetoid, basically getting all of the, what do we have? Crude oil packets into the oil refinery. And then, of course, everything is being shipped over to the main planetoid. Now, I believe we can leave this be for a couple of cycles. Maybe I'm just gonna print another duplicant that I'm gonna send over instead of Ari. They don't really need to be as proficient as Ari, since most of the complicated stuff that I want to do immediately is done, and I rather take Ari with me on the next planetoid because he already knows how it goes. So without any further ado, let's take care of that. Ari, you are gonna be teleported over. And was that a good... Maybe I should have thought about that. No, let's just do it. And I gotta make sure that he first gets into the base. There he is. Ari and May are gonna be the crew of this ship. Let's change the crew. May, you come right here. And Ari, where the heck are you? Right there. Okay, change the destination. We would want to go to, let me see, this planetoid here. But we first have to kind of find the orbit. And I guess technically we want to use this trailblazing machine until we have colonized, or at least get a rocket platform on each of these 3 planetoids, and we should totally do that. But I think I want to get started with this guy here because I desperately still want the sleet wheat, not as desperately as before. Wait, that's the wrong one. Yeah, uranium is here, and there are all the water thingy-mabobs. Let me see, we wanted liquid sulfur maybe as well, and there's the tundra. Well, you know, we're gonna do it for all 3 planetoids, like in a row, so that we then can reshape the rocket to actually become a colonizer rocket and remain on the planetoids together with a duplicant. So considering this, it doesn't really matter where we start. Maybe let's just get started with this one, and we could even go through... forget about it. We don't even have an artifact module on board. All I want is for my 2 duplicants to actually make it to the planetoid. Let's open up the bunker doors. Wonderful. And we can probably begin that launch sequence, right? We have all the things in the checklist and the door is open. So begin launch sequence and let's check it out. We have May aboard. Okay, we're still waiting for Ari, who is aboard as well. For this first trip, we're not going to be utilizing the Atmo dock, so all I want is for them to unequip the Atmo suits, like so, and let's just hope none of the Atmo suits are completely broken. Oh, wait, I want to see this happen. Maybe I should have picked up some of the material. Oh, well, what you gonna do? But now we should be seeing this tremendously heating up. Yeah, and the heat is actually lost here, but then these tiles are gonna transfer the heat through the carbon dioxide that's being produced here, and it's just overall gonna look very cozy and nice. So now the steam turbine will be able to produce some steam again. Maybe we should limit the turbine so it only activates at 200 degrees. Actually, that might be a really good idea. I'm already gonna go ahead and set this up as a reminder. So this goes like so. And we can probably actually just get in here in order to get this built. And yeah, I feel like as long as we can trap the carbon dioxide in here quite efficiently, we should also be able to transfer the heat. I mean, the carbon dioxide itself is still at 300 degrees. Thermo sensor, I want the steam turbine to activate above 200 degrees. and so it's only gonna really do it when we actually benefit from it. In the meantime, on the colonizer, May and Ari are idling around, just enjoying life to its fullest extent. Now I wonder, who's the actual pilot, or is it just on autopilot? It's May. Yeah, of course, Ari isn't even a pilot. Good, it's gonna take about 2 cycles to make it there, not too shabby. And I think what I'm gonna do is leave this for the next episode so that we can discover the 3 planetoids at the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, pretty happy with where this is going. Oh, as a final thing, I just want to mention the overheat damage here on the gas pump is intentional. I figured I could suppress it with suppress notifications, but it doesn't get suppressed. So don't claim this is a broken system. The overheat damage on this gas pump is completely intentional. It was only here in order to get the gases out of there initially, and since that happened, we're golden. However, I could always make my way back in here and then reclaim the gas pump in order to fix something or reshape something, and then it would just be pumped out again. But the system is completely working, except that I didn't anticipate the aluminium volcano to add so much to the heat. It even added so much to the heat that the gas pump here melted, which is interesting. But this is actually not a bad thing, since we just got a little bit more liquid this way. But yeah, let's wrap it up at this point, and I'm gonna catch you in the next episode. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.